Okay, we did it. Oh my goodness.
Hey, there we go. Larry's here.
How
Larry.
we doing, fellas?
Look how good Larry looks, man. He's got the lighting like.
Right. That's great, Larry. You found the light bulb. We love that. We love that. Phil is here. Dylan. Hey, Dylan is here. Go ahead, Larry.
Oh, Dylan! With this, does he have his frog with him? Is it Dylan?
Of course, he's got his frogs with him.
All right.
Tracy, Lori Ann, Debbie. All right, the gang is filing in here.
All right. Dave, I don't even know where do we start with today. We're going to talk about the big victory, right, in Texas.
We got the big victory. We got the big victory last night. And look, let me just say this real quick. There's so much going on about whenever President Trump says so-and-so looks like central casting. And what people have to understand is he's not always implying that this guy is fake, bad, or whatever. That's nuts. The president's not going to always do that because then that would be a giant tell, right? And everybody would know it. That's not what that's about. If he says, Pete Hegseth, look at this guy. Look how good looking he is. He looks like he comes right out of central casting. He's not saying he's a fake actor.
I think he uses it
he's a good-looking guy.
Well, yeah. Okay, I'll give an example of that. And I used to show off the picture all the time. One of my first times taking pictures of Donald Trump, he points at me. So he's like pointing at me. I'm like, Donald Trump's pointing at me. Somewhere along the line in MAGAverse, it was like, if he's pointing at you, he's drawing attention to you, so you're secretly bad or whatever. I don't know where these things come from. Seriously.
They come from boredom. Who else dreams up this stuff? Oh, did you see that? I was sitting on the couch having a beer, staring at the ceiling, and it came to me that whenever Trump points, he's exposing someone.
Well, we talked about this yesterday. Donate Clement did this post where she says sometimes hand gestures are just a hand gesture or whatever. Case in point, we're going to talk about the new Federal Reserve chair. And you could tell the president is praising him. He's like obviously a little bit nervous and he doesn't know what to do with his hands. He doesn't put it in his pocket. Right. So some things are just natural. All right.
Look at Larry. Larry's sitting there with the tip of the spear right now.
Well, there's something about those baseballs behind him. I won't even go into it.
Yeah, we won't go there.
They're Yankee baseballs, so we.
Yeah, and Larry, we like you, even though those are Yankee baseballs.
Now, if there was Met baseball, there's only a couple of them.
And we don't need to hear from Trish in the peanut gallery either.
If those were Met baseballs, it'd be two.
Very good, right. Very good. All right, where do we start?
Okay, First of all, by the way, if you're getting this, please share because we're going in deep. It's all good, but we're going to go there in about probably the third one we'll talk about. Trump praises the Federal Reserve. You see it on down there, so just get people in here and share it. It's big. All right. You want to just get going? We'll start with the first story?
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
here we go. We'll get going on the stories?
Sure can.
All right, here we go. Okay, just a reminder again, if you have not gotten the dispatch, many people have it. I've seen how big the list is. This is from today. You get the dispatch for free. Just go to georgemagazine.com, sign up for the dispatch. Okay. Pam Bondi to make Trump administration return after undisclosed thyroid cancer battle. Okay. We've always spoke very highly of Pam. It doesn't look like she was ousted out. We even did a video where, hey, Todd Blanche, it's like a wartime consigliere getting things done. But Pam Bondi is very valuable to the United States of America. Your thoughts, guys?
Trump is very, very fond of Pam Bondi. He did a lot of research on her, and when he brought her on, he had nothing but great stuff to say about her. So when she went out, I had a feeling there was no bad words about it, and even though she's a health issue, I had a feeling she was going to be coming back in some aspect or another when that cleared up.
Yeah, she didn't spend $200 million on a commercial riding a horse or anything like that. So Pam, now we know that she probably requested the time off and the time out to handle the cancer.
It's a very serious situation here. Now, here's the thing, guys. You realize that she has what some people might call, oh, that's a BS position here, because it looks like she's coming back to something having to do with AI. But it's actually, guys, right? It's a big deal. Am I right here?
It is a big deal.
AI is a big deal. People don't realize how big of a deal it is.
Well, the panel that she's going to be, I think she's going to be chairing it for the Trump administration, will oversee the CFTC, and we'll get to that. We have another story about the CFTC coming up.
All right. Let me at least show you here, and I watched this whole video, and you can see how, if I could say it this way, condescending they are to Pam Bondi. But you have to understand how big why it's a perfect fit for her because of the AI. It's because, okay, here we go. 30 seconds, guys.
Well, this is partly navigating, the law as it pertains to AI. So she was, Attorney General in Florida. She can give expertise on how new developments can coexist with existing federal statutes relating to liability protection and copyright and other things of national security. So surveillance. So it's not obvious to me that it's a bad fit.
All right.
Like we talked about during the when we first saw this video earlier. This guy, first of all, and I know you two understand this. His hair looks like it's afraid of his face, doesn't it? And then the other thing is, he's talking about Pam being the Attorney General in Florida. She was the Attorney General of the United States.
I don't think he didn't know what he was talking about.
Listen, when it comes to this, and notice how they slip it in. This a chatbots, a chatbot, all this, and it's like you realize this is also national defense. It's surveillance, and we did plenty of this before where we had the surveillance with Palantir. How far could they go? When does it become encroaching over our civil liberties with that? Now, being the former justice, attorney general, she knows where they could step, where they could go with this. You realize that this is huge. That they call it with Palantir, they call it Gotham, where they can track the bad guys based upon their shopping habits or whatever. It's a powerful way to set up a RICO case, and it's really happening. And now we need someone that really knows what they're doing in there.
Now, Larry, what are they doing as far as setting up standards for AI?
They have to set up some type of standards, because otherwise there's no copyrights. There's no regulation. There's no regulation at all right now. So they have to come up with some type of laws that we have already current for things that we do use, and implement them for AI. Things got to be changed. Wording's got to be changed, because this is a whole new technology.
Yeah.
So,
the main thing is you have the big boy players, right? You have the large language models. You have the big boys in the field, OpenAI, Google. You have Microsoft. You have Anthropic. And, of course, supplying all of that is NVIDIA and so on. So those are the big boys. So any standards are going to be written so that the states can't take bits and pieces of those large language models and then work them into some BS thing in the state and then apply all sorts of stupid rules to it and make it complete chaos. So what we have to watch for, and we'll get to this later with the CCP, we have to watch for foreign influence in individual states that will try, after they're done protesting the AI data centers, this will be the next thing. They'll be saying AI should be controlled by the states.
I think they're going to have AI controlled as a federal thing, because if you leave
exactly, and that is what Donald Trump said in an executive order. But basically, what it is so that they can't be, this movement of technology can't be stopped by a state where some foreign influence targets a state and say, oh, but you can't do that here. And then you have rules all over the place. Just get it straight with it. One example, if one state says, oh, okay, you can't surveil using AI in our state because we wrote the law. No, this is going to be something federalized. And that's why you need someone like Pam Bondi in charge of this.
Right. And Pam is great. But you know, I got to tell you, this really reminds me, now that we're talking about it more, of one of, I think, our next story about the Federal Reserve, in that this is the kind of scenario, this is what was going on in this nation before the creation of the Federal Reserve. Every state had their own podunk banks, and the banks had their own certificates. And if you had certificates from the Bank of Cincinnati, and you were down in Houston, Texas, trying to buy something at a local store, you know what? The local store is like, well, how much is this thing worth? 50 cents on the dollar, 75 cents on the dollar. You know what I mean? So there was no even trade and all of that. So it was really the wild, wild west with American money. And that's why we have to federalize control of artificial intelligence. There's no other way.
A case example, like let's say, because they have a supermajority, Virginia says they make a law, they could do it, and they have, maybe, I'm just saying, like foreign people to ruin it. Hey, anything is not admissible if it's AI gathered. So if there's Palantir, Gotham, it's not admissible in court, whatever. If they made a law saying that, that is why Donald Trump says it has to be one standard so we can move on. Could you imagine the DOJ saying, well, we caught the bad guys here, but we can't do anything about it because it's in Virginia or whatever. So now you see how this works. And now you see when we get later on why they're attacking AI so bad. And again, it's more than just the chat bots. It's not like, how do I make the macaroni and cheese on there? It goes further than that. All right.
Well, yeah, it goes further than that, because that's another part of the problem, that we wrote about that in our articles on Replica. And and a matter of fact, Larry, correct me if I'm wrong, but then we have an article coming that's out now in issue 44 about the girlfriend that wasn't there.
Yeah.
The girl, right.
AI girlfriends destroying children's lives.
Right. Yeah. Right. Now, what that is that there are these companies, they're unscrupulous, but they take parts of the large language models and then program that into some kind of a bot that acts as Gene's girlfriend.
Hey, back off, Curia. Back off her.
I'm going to tell you right now, it was so funny, but one day he says, hey, Dave, check this out. And he turned the phone around and he had a blonde wig over the top of his laptop. I was like,
now listen,
what was that?
I can't be the only person that loves the sound of my GPS where it says, you made a wrong turn. You made a wrong turn. Recalculating. I was like, okay, baby, just chill out.
Has an Oriental accent.
You can program any accent, Dave.
You can program your own voice into the GPS.
Yeah, I know. Larry has Sophia Loren. Larry has Sophia Loren's voice on his GPS. No, don't go that way.
Don't go that way. Don't crack the pasta.
All right. Let's get into the second story, because this is really the big one. By the way, share this, because wait till you see when we go into the central bank. You guys are going to love it. It's a vintage George Magazine here. Okay. This is the biggest story, really, of yesterday and today. Trump's Texas shockwave, Paxton's landslide ends the Cornyn era. Did I say that right, Dave? Okay, good.
Cornyn. You keep
Corn-
saying,
What about? All right. What you think, guys? This was huge. This was a huge win for
Larry?
Trump, really.
It's like Trump has the golden touch. You want to win, just tell Trump you want to run for something. You want to lose, just be against something Trump wants to do. He seems to have the golden touch for anybody he wants to help win.
Well, I will say this, and I agree with that, of course, but the Republican Party is now Trump's.
Yeah.
Where it
Okay.
used to, I mean, it used to be part the Bushes, Clintons, Koch brothers, whatever conglomerate those clowns had. But the Republican Party is Trump's now. And if he's and if you want to, okay, you want to be the candidate in the Republican Party, then Trump's got to give his okay. And if not, then not. And I will say this, that if you're out there endorsing candidates other than Trump's endorsements, you're the rhino.
Listen, watch this video because it reminds everyone not only how close it was, but how Senator Cornyn was on top. And then last minute, Trump endorsed Paxton. Watch this. This is great.
Paxton was running a little bit ahead here, but a little bit ahead. And then when Donald Trump showed up, it changed everything. Now, if you go back to the primary results, Cornyn actually narrowly won more votes in the primary, but there was a third person in the race, a guy named Wesley Hunt. And obviously, those Wesley Hunt voters didn't want to vote for Cornyn, and most of those obviously have gone to Paxton. But look, the bottom line is this. If Donald Trump wants you to be the nominee of the Republican Party for virtually any office, he can will it into existence. And that has happened again tonight in Texas. There's also an attorney general campaign going on underneath this. I don't think we've called it yet, but there's a strong undercurrent of who's for Trump and who isn't in that race. And it looks like the more Trump-aligned candidate is going to win down there as well. So, we're learning this lesson over and over again.
I have to tell you, and I know this is going to be unpopular, but I don't care. I'm glad that Chip Roy lost.
Yeah.
Get this, do nothing. What do they call? What are they in the House? What's their caucus? The caucus.
Oh, you're talking about the freedom?
The do nothing freedom caucus. That all they did was get on TV, hold up legislation, cause all sorts of problems, take in donations, whatever it is. And these guys did nothing for decades, nothing. And Chip Roy was part of it. The other guy, the loudmouth without the jacket and sleeves rolled up that's on TV all the time. He's another one, Jim Jordan. What's this guy doing?
Jim Jordan, I think, has turned a new leaf. I really do. I think he's playing, I won't say playing the game now, but I think he's good now. I really do.
Look, until Trump got into office and really showed all of these people what it means to get things done, they were doing nothing. And I think that's a big part of the reason why these Republicans, didn't like him, because he just plain showed them up. What do you think, Larry?
Definitely. Now it all has to be, you have to work like Trump. He is not endorsing you. And I think a lot of people who have changed that around, and they've changed the way that they work and how they're going to be doing things.
I agree. All right, we're going to take a little departure here. All right. Brad Porter says Donald J. Trump announced his candidacy for the Republic of the United States of America. Sadly, we are still a corporation. Let's talk about this. Okay. We are not a corporation. We're a constitutional Democrat republic is what we are. We're a republic that has a democratically elected representatives. That is what the United States is. This whole notion that we're some bankrupt corporation is a lie from the pit of hell. And if anyone wants to believe it, hey, that's your choice. That's your choice. But that is fake and false. And we've done article after article on this. We've put out factual information with references as long as your arm. If you want to continue to believe that the United States is some broke corporation, fine. But that's not true.
Okay. The other thing about that, The United States has its authority. When the Congress subpoenas a person, even, quite frankly, the former First Lady, to show up, they have the power to call them in contempt and put them in prison. If it wasn't a legal entity, they could not do all these things.
Yes, you're right, Gene. This is all part of that sovereign citizen bull crap. That's all it is. It's fake stuff so that whoever is selling it can sell you their kits and so on. So when you get into, so you aggravate, you know, you're driving, you don't have a license plate, you don't have a license. What are you, crazy? You get pulled over and you're giving the cop a hard time. You know, you just broke the law. You get into court, you're reading off your phone, documents off your phone. That's why they send you to jail for 30 days. Maybe you'll change your tune.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
This is such a plague. And Trump supporters, for some reason, the MAGA movement is so intent on believing these lies. I don't get it. How could you possibly think that you wouldn't need a driver's license to drive a car?
You need a license in this country to do everything. That's why we have
Larry, the license proves you can drive.
I see. I have no idea. Like, you watch one video and you see 100 of them because they say, "Oh, you like that." I see them all on TikTok. They go to the judges and say, first thing they say, "You got caught speeding 65 in a 35, whatever." The first thing that they say is, "I don't accept your jurisdiction." And the judge, in every single one, you cannot even find a single one where they say, "Oh, you're right. I do have no jurisdiction." They will put these people in prison. And just so you guys know, and I will not talk about it, you realize that some of these people that promote this have been indicted because this is perversion to the fabric of America.
That's right. It's subversive. Right. Now, you have a license to drive a car. Now, how do you get the license? Well, you have to take driving lessons. You have to learn about the street signs. You have to take a test to make sure you understand the street signs. Then you got to go take your driver's test. And if you pass, knowing how to go forward, backward, park, stop at red lights, stop at stop signs, and so on. If you pass, then you get your license. The license proves you know how to drive. If there's no license, then you're going to just stick people behind the wheel of a 2,000-pound weapon rolling down the street at 40 miles an hour? What are you, crazy?
Guys, I seen the arguments. Like I said, it's like I don't have cables. I watch a lot of this. They all say this. When they get pulled over, they say, "I don't recognize your jurisdiction." And the cop is like, "Well, I'm going to give you a ticket anyway." Then they say this. Seriously. And this is the rationale. They say, "It's a free country. I have the ability to go anywhere I want." And then the cop always says in every single one, "You do, just not in a car. Just not in a car." Because in the United States of America, you need a license. So for the safety of everyone else. So you do need a license.
We're part of a society. We live in a society. You can't just take off because whatever you want to do, you have to now be concerned with the people around you.
It's a way of keeping track. It's a way of keeping everybody in line and putting rules on things that people need to have rules on. Otherwise, it's chaos.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Really quick, going back to this. Again, Dave and I on this show have said this many times. When you're in a primary and you lose, what has been a bone of contention is the person that loses says, "Well, I'm out. I'm not voting. Don't vote. In fact, I'm going to vote Democrat." Look at the attitude of Senator Cornyn. Speaking to reporters after the race was called, said, "I've always supported the Republican ticket. I intend to do so again in this general election." So he just got a drubbing of the drubbings. Like quite frankly, embarrassed. It was like crazy, right? Now, what he done already, they took down all the negative ads. So anything where they say, "Oh, Paxton is this or this," that game is over. Donald Trump did the same thing. Remember Lying Ted? is not lying pet anymore. Remember little Marco? It's not little Marco anymore. Once it's over, if you're a conservative, you say, I lost fair and square. Notice he's not saying it was fake or whatever. That was not fake. Notice what he does. He says, listen, I'm supporting the nominee. And this is what we need more of America, not this, oh, well, then now we're going to do this. They were never part of it in the first place. Oh, my goodness, I'm getting all worked up.
That was the old way of doing things. When you saw somebody lost, they conceded, and they backed the person they were just running against because that was their part.
That's
now,
right.
We need that back.
Yeah. So you think we'll see that from Thomas Massey or any of the other endorsements from that stupid ass network that's out there?
So you makes you wonder, what was the main intention in the first place?
Right.
If you lose, what you do is you take all your assets and say, listen, I lost, but let me help this person, because the other thing is a super duper liberal.
Right.
And that's what they do. Okay.
Right.
Guys, thank you. Let's do the main event here, guys. Now, if you got the Dispatch, this is a George Magazine article. It's very good. The viral central bank conspiracy exposed. Here's what's actually true. Now, there's many points to this. Dave, did you want me to pull up what the article?
Yes, please, because let's read what the original social media post was. Okay. So somebody, big following too, posts on Twitter, X. The central bank system breaks down every 40 to 55 years. They take as much as they can from the people. Companies flee. The population gets angry. So what do? They start a war. Wars require central bank financing. Rebuilding after wars requires central bank financing. The reduced population makes it easier to restart the system. Trump stepped in and is ending the cycle permanently. Okay, so we put together this article and line by line, point by point, refuted the whole thing. That post is nothing but lies, and one almost lie.
Okay. Now, here's the thing when it comes to all this. Just so everyone knows.
It's been going for how long? Since 1930, so 113 years.
Right. We're talking about
they disappear every 40 to 50. This is such hogwash.
We're talking about the central bank, and the central bank in the United States of America is called the Federal Reserve. So you have that. Now, you understand that like other countries have their own central banks or whatever. We are telling you this, that the Federal Reserve is a positive thing in America. But some of us in MAGA were taught that the Federal Reserve is evil. In fact, there are some people, even in children's magazine, saying the same thing, that this Federal Reserve is evil. Now, 3 years ago, and I'll finish up. 3 years ago, we said this, or Dave Blaze said this, and we got attacked relentlessly because maybe foreign countries don't want the Federal Reserve. Maybe they don't want that. And other people don't want that because they're selling gold and silver, which I love gold and silver. But the best way to say that is that your dollar is going to be nothing tomorrow. So you better buy gold and silver.
Right.
Okay. One last point, and I'll get off my soapbox here. The proof of this is what Donald Trump himself says about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what Donald Trump says about the so-called evil, bad Federal Reserve. Here we go.
We're so lucky to have him. The Federal Reserve is a pillar of the world financial system and the most important central bank anywhere in the world, with a history stretching back more than 100 years. It is truly the institution that's most looked to and most respected, and it's now taken on a new and even higher respect, in my opinion. And honestly, I really mean this. This is not said in any other way. I want Kevin to be totally independent. I want him to be independent and just do a great job. Don't look at me. Don't look at anybody. Just do your own thing and do a great job. Okay?
Okay.
Well,
listen.
How would it be if, okay, so now with President Trump, let's say we get Kevin Walsh in there, we get reforms and so forth for the Federal Reserve, which is needed. And we all love it. Oh, yeah, great. Oh, the Federal Reserve is under Trump. Yeah. And the next person that comes in, the next administration changes everything. And the administration after that changes it again, so that the other nations of the earth decide that, hey, that we can't really trust the American dollar, because every time there's a change of power, the rules change. So our central bank remains autonomous, and from administration to administration to administration, it has its mandate that's oversaw by Congress, and from one administration to the next remains the same and stable.
Yeah.
Right. Listen, again, when it comes to the Federal Reserve and so forth, nations use the dollar because they know, as Donald Trump says, it has to be independent. That's why they call China manipulators of currency, because their central bank, I don't know what you call it, but it's called a China Bank or whatever. That's their central bank. It's the government controls them, so they goes up and down, depending on their whim. Here's one more point of it, and I'm telling you, I know this because I remember the Ron Paul days with the gold standard and all this stuff. If you want a gold standard dollar or currency, the great choice is the Zimbabwe ZiG that is tied to the gold.
Yeah.
Notice no one uses it. You would not dare trade $10,000 of your US dollars for $10,000 worth of Zimbabwe ZiG, because you don't know if the government is going to be around tomorrow. And you don't know if that piece of paper, are they lying to you? Is there really gold that says it? Could I go to somewhere and exchange that little piece of paper for gold? You don't know. But that's why the United States is so powerful. And Donald Trump knows that. That's why he has sanctions. And it means something, because you're not playing with our dollar anymore. And all the nations are scared of that.
Right.
You take that away, then we don't have that power anymore. And could you believe it, guys? People are teaching this, that the Federal Reserve is evil. So when we first did this, all these people said,
teaching it to children.
Teaching it to children. And people like, David and Gene are the gatekeepers for the Rockefellers. They love the Federal Reserve. Dave and Gene are like, they're part of the cabal.
Yeah.
No, you just saw the video of Donald Trump.
Cabal. Come in, cabal. Where are you, cabal? It is so stupid. It's beyond dumb.
All right.
It's beyond dumb. The people that propagate this nonsense truly want to believe the lies. They want to believe the lie. They want to believe that our institutions are no good, the dollar's no good, the Federal Reserve is no good, everything's no good. They want to believe this for some reason. To those people, we cannot help you.
Guys, wait till you see tomorrow's devotional. The devotional is, do not believe lies, believe truth. That is not the truth. The truth is what Donald Trump just said. If you are MAGA, listen to what he said. It's the institution of the American, the fabric of it, the Federal Reserve. But we, MAGA, have been taught it's so evil. Why? If I had to guess, it's the other countries saying, you know what, if we want to destroy the United States, destroy the dollar. That's what it is. And now no one can say anything because Trump's saying the same thing. 2 years ago, they had our throats for saying this. But how are we going to prove it? Well, Donald Trump is saying it now. All right.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we've put out there as much as we can about this.
All right.
Yeah.
Two more things. This one's a good one. This go back to the AI data centers here, and this is another one that you might find. And we are telling you truths because I heard it. Like everyone's saying, "Oh, what's up, Gene? What's up with the data centers?" Right? All right.
What's up with the data centers is that, look, we're going to find out. We're going to find out that the CCP, not the Chinese people, just like when we talk about Iran, we're not talking about the good Iranian people. but the regime. So when we say the CCP, we're talking about the Chinese Communist Party. That's the ruling class. That they are funding the anti-AI data centers in the United States. So wherever you see these people with the protests and all of that, that's all being funded because, God forbid, the United States stays far ahead of the Chinese with AI.
Hey, Larry, did you ever go? Did you ever do a protest before? No, seriously,
No.
No. Okay.
Larry's full of baloney. He used to do protests all the time to get chicks.
Yeah, the chick.
All right. When the Yankees were bad, did you wear a brown paper bag saying Yankees suck? That's a form of protest. No.
Wait a minute. Back up a second. You wore a brown paper bag. Where? Over your face? You put
That's
a brown
what you do at
paper
Met
bag on
games.
your head?
That's what you do at Met games.
No.
All right. Now check out.
I have
guys,
never heard of that.
check out this protest, guys. Here we go.
I don't think that's a thing.
What?
No.
Brown paper bag?
I don't think were you the only one?
I'll show
Apparently,
you.
yes.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Here's a protest.
Yeah.
A little sketchy as plans go. The top level figure this is a portion of land split over 3 chunks of Utah, the size of the country of Andorra. Andorra's a small country, but that's a big data center.
I don't know how big Andorra is, but
61 square miles.
I've also heard this described as twice as big as Manhattan, and Manhattan is quite big.
Manhattan is pretty big. This is a massive project. And
now, this isn't, to be clear, a building that size. Is
no,
it?
this
so
is
what
this
is it?
This is 3 chunks of land, each of them containing everything you need to do hyperscale AI training. The eventual plan is for 9 gigawatts of electricity, more than the rest of the state of Utah uses.
Okay, first of all, so what?
Well, no, listen. What I'm saying is,
9 gigawatts. Okay.
Go back to that video.
Are we running out? Are we running out?
We're not running it. They don't. First thing is, AI is at our level already, which already means the government's using it for 5 years, and these data centers have been running and up, and they're functioning already, and they need to expand it so that we can use it and be accepted by everybody else. But as far as the government's concerned, we're 5 years past them. They're already doing this. Data centers are already up, and we're talking about expanding data centers and helping them get bigger ones to help the government. It's already too late. There's no disputing this.
Well, you're almost there, because don't forget, we contribute upstream to Google and Microsoft and IBM for that matter. Yeah, Blaze Web Services. So we contribute upstream. So it really started to come online 2 years ago. Before that, it was like really wonky.
Okay.
But and then of course Google got involved with Gemini and started to bring in all of the information gathered from all your phones.
Guys,
When you're training the AI,
if you get a chance to go back into that and like you're watching it online, look at the signs. It looks like it's a handwritten no data, right? Look at how both of them are perfectly the same, as if someone made this and duplicated. Looks like handwritten signs that says no data, but look at the 2 signs side by side, how they look exactly the same, meaning it's an orchestrated thing, made it look like it is organic. Because quite frankly, who protests no data?
Well, now the other thing is also, and Larry, we were joking about this earlier, that first of all, this is happening in Utah, right? Which is pretty much barren land to begin with.
Barren land. They're doing them a favor by.
Right. Salt Lake City itself is beautiful, surrounded by the mountains and everything. It's really Salt Lake City is beautiful, but outside of that, guys,
Larry,
doing you
a favor. Yeah, let's put a lot of commercial.
To be honest with you, that's probably what's going to happen with all the barren, useless land in this country that we don't use for anything else.
There you go.
It's a lot of land.
There you go. It is a lot of land.
Now, it really is. I traveled. It's a lot.
Hold on a second. So the CCP has picked a fight with Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, because that's
right.
He's involved in this. So of course that guy ain't gonna let anything go. So he's going to follow the money back. He'll be on TV every 5 minutes shouting about it, right? And the good part about this, and Larry, I know you know this, and Gene too, but the good part about this is the aliens are right down the block. So, I mean, they can lend a hand, right? They're in the neighborhood.
Technology is just a phone call away down the block.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. They'll get the tall guys. They'll come down there. And so on. It'll be great. It'll be great. No,
right,
and then there's the other piece of nonsense where we saw a MAGA influencer standing in one of the solo dry spots of the Rio Grande River, saying, "I'm here. Look, the Rio Grande is all dried up because of the AI data center." Now, of course, what he fails to tell his followers is that spot actually dries up every year, right? Yeah. But why bother with details?
Okay. Again, the whole thing with some of these so-called MAGA podcasters is it would be one thing if they just said whatever they wanted, but they all pose as, oh, Donald Trump is so great except for this.
Yeah.
Again, when it comes to the Federal Reserve, the position of Donald Trump is that the Federal Reserve is not only good, it's great. The position of data centers, the position of Donald Trump is we need more for national security.
Right.
Because it is not just about how do I make meatballs and when do I put it in the oven. This is about national security. It's about Palantir. It's about catching the bad guys. It's also about medical. But other countries don't want that. So they build this kind of so-called organic. And that's why you're like, oh, the data centers, what's going on there? It's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. First of all, the only ones that have a right to protest are the tumbleweeds. The tumbleweeds are unionizing. They're going to get together and they're going to start protesting these data centers. But you know what it's going to come down to? When towns start to understand the money that will come into their town because there's this data center, and all of a sudden one town will start to see its quality of life start to go up because of all the money pouring into the town.
It's not.
Let's have 3 data centers. Where's the data center? Can we have another one?
And it's not us saying, oh, I don't want to work at a data center. People do, and then they get money, and they buy ice cream or whatever that you are having a business with. It's a good thing, not a bad thing. All right, we got to move on to
the next industry in this country. That's basically what's going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Last story here. Nancy Mace. Oh my goodness, I got to pronounce that name. Accuses
Ilhan Omar
of foreign allegiance amid push to ban foreign-born lawmakers. I know Nancy Mace. I worked with her in the Trump campaign. She's running for governor of South Carolina.
Yes. Let's play her now. For everyone that knows Nancy Mace, right? And we see her on TV. She loves these attention-getting schemes. She accused her former boyfriend of being, what did she accuse him of? Of being a pervert?
Well, yeah. Well, amongst, yes.
Right. But now notice she did that from the House floor, where there can be no retribution. So basically, she could get there on the House floor and say anything, no matter how scandalous, and no one can hold her accountable.
Wow.
Right? This is why Thomas Massey was putting out the names of plumbers and contractors who might have been associated with Epstein from the House floors to ruin their lives, but they couldn't sue him because he was on the House floor. These people they're great warriors. They're such warriors. That's so tough.
I wouldn't want to mess with Nancy Mace though. She goes after people with the juggling.
Nancy Mace is, she's got that. What do they call it? It's a medical term. Craziness.
Craziness.
well, craziness is good sometimes.
Yeah, craziness is good. It's like the wig, like the blonde wig you have wrapped over your laptop.
All right, let's take a look at Nancy Mace. What she said
What should I
about
have for dinner? Go ahead.
So would that be retroactive, Congresswoman, in your view? Would you actually throw people like Ilhan Omar out of Congress if you got this legislation passed?
Well, I've tried to throw Ilhan Omar out of Congress and have been blocked every time. In fact, I tried to subpoena her and her alleged brother husband's immigration records and was stopped from doing that too. I would be fine if we made it retroactive, but at least going forward, if this thing can happen, then for the next election cycle or re-election cycle, it would apply to those individuals who should not be serving in Congress.
All right.
For a second there, Larry, did you recognize Nancy Mace?
No, not at all.
No, she looked. This woman. What did she do? She dressed up like she was posing for a Norman Rockwell.
She's running for governor.
She came off Little House on the Prairie.
She's running for governor. There's not Little House on the Prairie.
Dude, she looks like every guy's nightmare where the girlfriend or the ex-wife is after them. And he knows that she's a wild child, and she shows up.
She is running for governor,
looking like she stepped out of like from Leave It to Beaver's mother.
She's running for governor. She's got to look a Little House on the Prairie, Larry. Oh my goodness.
Now, one more thing. Okay. We don't, we don't like Ilhan Omar. A lot of people don't like Ilhan Omar, whatever. But that law only applies to the president of the United States. It doesn't apply to other lawmakers. If you're,
well, she's trying to make it.
Well, if you're here, if you come here and you're 5 years old and your parents come and they become citizens and you're raised up in a particular area and then run for Congress. No good.
What about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, well, see, this is who Nancy Mace should be taking her ire out on. She should go after Schwarzenegger, governor of California. Can't even pronounce the name of his state.
I can't even pronounce Schwarzenegger.
Governor of California. Okay, so that's the point. Why? Where is the ire about?
She's proved true. We don't need a governor that can't pronounce governor.
He was a fine governor. My point is, this is just another stunt.
Yeah.
All right.
If you want, all right, you don't like Ilhan Omar. You have actual evidence of wrongdoing. Get the evidence together and let's show the evidence and get her out. If you don't have any evidence and it's just you running your mouth because you don't like the woman's policies, be quiet.
Yeah.
Come on. It's just like prime time on Memorial Day weekend. All right, guys, we're done here.
All these people, oh, she did this, she did that. There she is getting elected again. Oh, she did this, she did that. She's got millions. She has no money. She married a brother. She did this, that, and the other thing. Did she?
Nobody knows yet. So
go ahead, Larry.
Nobody knows yet. And they keep
going.
Look, all I know is that Representative Comer, who was head of the House Judiciary Committee, he told us time and time again, along with Jim Jordan, we have all the evidence we need to get Joe Biden out. We've got the checks. He signed checks, and we got bank account records. We traced them all around, like Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's got the pin. He's got all the things pinned up all over the place. And what happened? Nothing happened because he didn't have the evidence.
Why do they get allowed to say that they have all this evidence and then not be held accountable if they don't have it? Now you just kind of disparage this guy's personality. You may have ruined him for all you know, and then you have nothing, and then you don't be held accountable for it. So I think that's where things need to be changed. You can't be going
look at Adam Schiff.
This, have that, and then not produce it.
Larry,
because
look at Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff, when Trump was president, he got in front of the cameras every day. Oh, I've seen the evidence. Trump's a double agent. Trump's a double agent with small hands, and we got to get rid of this guy. This is what Adam Schiff was saying.
And you
All
should
right.
be accountable for stuff like that. I truly believe it.
All right, guys. Just a reminder, tomorrow's show is a private show for subscribers only. Subscribers to George Magazine, whether you have a print or a digital, or even, by the way, even if it's the crypto one, you'll get a link to where the show is. That's Thursday only. So just a reminder for that. Okay, Dave Blaze.
Well, I think tomorrow, Gene, we're going to do a regular show. We might have might have a special guest. We don't know yet.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It took us a year to get Larry up to speed with a decent camera and and stuff.
All right.
Like that, so.
All right, guys. That also being said, guys, if you go to georgemagazine.com, the link to the show is now on the homepage up top. So that way, if you want to share it, you can say just go to this site, georgemagazine.com, so we can build up our viewership. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Everyone else, thanks you for joining with us today. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to go to georgemagazine.com and sign up for the Dispatch. It's free. Get the emails and the news stories. And check us out Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you then.